And that concludes our final session of what has been many, many months worth of hard work to bring you some of the wisest, most experienced and knowledgeable minds from the world of industry, finance, education, innovation, technology, and much, much more. I hope all the delegates who tuned in from all across the world and supported the summit have found this to be a gratifying experience, as we had hoped that you would. Before we conclude, we have a valedictory session where we have invited a well-respected Good Samaritan of our society. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you Father JEGATH GASPAR RAJ. From a Catholic priest to promoting Tiruvasagam to taking up causes related to social justice and Tamil identity, Father JEGATH, the founder of Tamil Mayam and the RAJ, has come a long way. He has had an extraordinary career and journey, including his successful effort in reuniting 4,500 Tamil families who were disintegrated by the civil war in Sri Lanka. He also co-founded Chennai Sangamam, a collaborative venture with the government of Tamil Nadu, a non-religious and deeply culture-rooted open festival. Chennai Sangamam went on to become the biggest folk art festival in India and brought together around 2,000 artists, 4,500 performances in all 7 days that happens every year during the Thai Pongal week. He introduced the Chennai Marathon and founded the Give Life charity that has so far supported 46,000 underprivileged kids. And recently, he started the RAJ, an impactful confluence of global Tamils, a trade, commerce and investment festival. Let us welcome Father JEGATH to deliver the valedictory address.
அனைவருக்கும் அன்பு கலந்த வணக்கம். Let me begin with a poem by poet Saint Avvaiyar. நாடாகு ஒன்றோ காடாகு ஒன்றோ அவலாகு ஒன்றோ மிசையாகு ஒன்றோ எவ்வழி நல்லவர் அவ்வழி வாழிய நிலைமை. Hail and blessed is the land where good women and men live. I begin with paying respects and reverence to the great memory of Dr. B.S. Abdul Rahman, a man greatly ahead of his time, who founded the United Economic Forum, a great visionary. I wish he was around here. Tamil Nadu, India needs extraordinary men of vision like Dr. B.S. Abdul Rahman. Honestly, with utmost honesty and genuineness, as I read about his achievements, I'm awestruck. வாழிய நிலம், அவர் பிறந்த இந்த நிலம் வாழ்வதாக. Let me also continue with some couplets from Tirukkural. உள்ளத்து அணையது உயர்வு வெள்ளத்தனைய மலர் நீட்டம் மாந்தர்தம் உள்ளத்தனையது உயர் உள்ளுவது எல்லாம் உயர்வுள்ள. I see Dr. Ahmed Buhari an extraordinary person, a person who can never give up, such resilience, an astounding vision. I'm reminded of a beautiful poem by Dr. Kurandiswamy, who was the former Vice Chancellor of Anna University and a globally known hydrologist. Whenever I read this poem, occasionally I read and reread to strengthen myself, and I recall the great person of Dr. Ahmed Buhari, the present leader of the United Economic Forum. விழையும் பொருள் எதுவும் தானாக வீடு வந்து நுழையும் எனக் கருதும் நோக்குடைய நல்லேன். என் பயணம் பெரிது செல்லும் பாதை நெடிது வழி துயரம் தவிர்க்க துணை தேடேன். என் படைக்கு ஒரு சிலரும் போதும் நான் ஒருவனே போதும். என் படைக்கு ஒரு சிலரும் போதும் நான் ஒருவனே போதும். அரிய பொருள் எதையும் தேடி அழிக்க சிலர் போதும். மற்றதனை கூடி சுவைக்க குவலயத்தை நாம் அழைப்போம். Tamil society, the Indian society salutes you, Dr. Ahmed Buhari, for your single-minded pursuit of continuously communicating and keeping that dream alive, Tamil Nadu 15x growth, that we can become a 4 trillion economy within the Indian framework in another 25 to 30 years. I mean, you're a great man and you have a great team with United Economic Forum. And this growth story should happen. And thank you for this summit, wonderfully organized, and particularly you planned it very well, and the technology experience, though I couldn't attend all the sessions, that I was able to once in a while be here. And the technology experience was awesome. And whoever managed it, hats off to you, congratulations, and the wonderful team. It is important that Tamil Nadu leads the growth story of India, and we achieve your magical dream, which is realistic, that Tamil Nadu 15x growth. But I would also request and encourage the United Economic Forum. It's so nice that you were able to bring in so many important people of the government of Tamil Nadu, along with exceptionally accomplished dignitaries from all around the world. Why I'm saying is, what is hindering the next leap forward story of Tamil Nadu is the disconnect between politics and economics here in Tamil Nadu. So evolving a political economy for Tamil Nadu is of paramount importance if we have to see through this, your dream, or the dream of United Economic Forum. So for now, what we see is that politics and economics pulling apart in different directions, and for which United Economic Forum should put up a team of extraordinary people with eminence, credibility, and acceptance, who will engage with the civil society, the academia, the media, and the government and the political parties, various political parties, to create a really effective political economy that will see through your room. That will be my observation as part of my valedictory. And it is very heartening to note that the United Economic Forum, this summit, took sustainability as a theme and underscoring the importance of environment. Just 4 days ago, McKinsey came out with a report. India could possibly be one of the first countries to be affected by the extreme heat waves, where normal healthy individuals may not be able to take such levels of heat wave. And that's an alarming story, which has huge implications for labor productivity and overall economic performance. So I'm glad and I commend that you took this subject with due seriousness, that it deserves. And it is important that United Economic Forum and in collaboration with so many other people, like-minded organizations, which has this theme of environment and sustainable growth, can be also be wedded or embedded to the next big theme and story you wanted to bring in this summit: reimagining educational institutions. You wanted 4,500 Silicon Valleys in the colleges and universities and institutions here in Tamil Nadu. And amazing, I think Dr. RAJ was the one kind of putting it forward, and this is also one of the passions. Again, great respects to the Dr. BSR Abdul Rahman, more than 40 institutions we have in Tamil Nadu because of you. And altogether, I think you have enough institutions under your umbrella to give that kind of energy, to pilot some of the things you really desire for. I think green technology should be one of the important focus, very, very important focus for our institutions, particularly when you talk about innovations, that green technologies should be given preeminence and importance in pursuing this agenda of reimagining our educational institutions. It was again heartening that healthcare and pandemic economics was given importance in this summit. While you in the opening session itself underscored the importance of the growing uncertainties because of the pandemic. Yeah, there is definitely pandemic fatigue, and we can't deny it. It's not just fatigue. A vast section of people are also clueless what to do, and it's great that we have more sessions on art of resilience and coping with the kind of results. We ourselves are not completely sure that how this, not just pandemic fatigue, also the disruption it has caused, it's going to lead us into an uncertain territory. And healthcare particularly very important, because I mean, I must, as a person of religion and faith and man of God, I must, with extreme concern, note the healthcare industry to some extent. I was thinking whether on a good occasion like this, should I make strong statements, but somewhere in my conscience, I felt I must make this statement that not every one of them, they did phenomenal service. The doctors, I adore them, the healthcare workers, and good number of healthcare institutions. But I must also admit and mention here, the industry also became one of the sinful and, sinful, I would stop with that, institutions. It tried to make money out of the pain and misery and insecurities of the people. I think the person I respect a lot, Dr. Abul Hassan, is here. He will agree with me that, ethics and morality, the boundaries of ethics and morality, it is our duty, it's our important duty, because the venerable institutions, particularly healthcare and education, they should not go completely commercial. They should carry definitely conscience on behalf of God and on behalf of wider goodness that prevails, in humanity as a marker of civilization. And therefore, it's important that we continue this conversation about, investing in healthcare and providing affordable and quality healthcare to people, as small private enterprises. Probably integrated healthcare can be. We can think of bringing together Siddha, Ayurveda, and allopathic systems to work together to provide affordable and quality healthcare to large number of people, if not all people. That should be one of the priorities of the United Economic Forum, and I wish that this conversation would continue in that direction. And finally, I was also listening through the last session, the inclusivity paradigm, both parity paradigm and inclusivity paradigm, bringing in more women into entrepreneurship and professions, micro-skilling them. I think you have taken cognizance of the rapidly changing nature of the technologies. That there's one area that what we call it the new highway or the new street. That's the digital street or the street of technologies, the highway of technologies. You have taken note of it, and that's an area that we need a lot of collaborations, not just with educational institutions alone, but like-minded institutions all over the world where, for example, that one of the RAJ members was come out with new product, like using artificial intelligence, how we can treat people permanently disabled because of stroke and other related reasons. There are several avenues where technology can be made used to give new purpose, meaning, and direction to human life in the coming years, and probably you can set up a special task force for this purpose itself. And coming back to the way you ended, I'm glad that you ended with the highlighting the importance of inclusivity, and that's the way to go forward. Tamil Nadu now has 12 million unemployed youth, and this 12 million unemployed youth are not accustomed to physical hard work, and also most of them come from nuclear families, probably below middle class families, most of them, and parents would have invested their lifetime earnings and possibly also whatever they had as inheritance, as properties, they've invested in their education. The proliferation of engineering colleges, without taking into consideration the kind of how many jobs created or job market needs, that has created a peculiar situation. I want the great leaders like Ahmed Buhari and the team of people to take cognizance this phenomenon with due seriousness, because it is going to have serious social consequences if we don't address this one. That is where when we talk about the macro politics and the 4 trillion economy, and how do we reach there? How do we reach there? I would like to conclude saying that we have to also become micro, as it was underlined in the last session. Resources-based distributed development model and entrepreneurship model could be one important way forward, where you can take the United Economic Forum can take the leadership, and small organizations like that of ours can align with you, and we can also bring in civil society, religious organizations, the wider social institutions to align with you, to take it as an idea that distributed resources-based development, where when I talk about the resources-based development, God endowed or nature endowed resources of natural resources we have, and the human resources, human capacities and talents and resourcefulness, we have plenty in this land, and also the resources of our heritage and culture, take it Varma or Siddha or Ayurveda or temples, our biodiversity. There's so much, the intangible heritage in the strength of intangible heritage in our land is so great and so big. And if we can develop a model to unleash and escalate a grassroots level, resources-based, small is beautiful, severe is generis, we call in Latin. Small is beautiful, yeah. Big is magnificent. We need big, we need magnificent things. But we also need to say today, small is beautiful. And so many small can make a beautiful ecosystem, an entrepreneurial ecosystem that can really power the engine of growth and take Tamil Nadu to 15x growth in the coming decades, even before 2050. Why not by 2040? And finally, let me conclude that I am glad that United Economic Forum has also become an instrument to bring people together. An economic imagination, an economic vision for a kind of, a prosperity magic can bring people together at a time. We see a lot of divisive discourses, and all over the world, if you take a survey, the hatred index or the exclusivist narratives have gone high decibel, and it becomes a human duty. It becomes a fundamental human duty to build peace and harmony. People ask me, you are a Catholic priest, why do you get involved in entrepreneurial ventures and organizations? I have a feeling that wherein our society and religions and politics probably have failed or continue to fail in building brotherhood and harmony and collective sense of purpose, probably economics can bring unity. So we are trying to harmonize society through economic purposefulness and economic imagination. I really thank Dr. Ahmed Buhari, again, a great visionary. I want him to become a tall leader in the economic scenario of Asia Pacific, and you have a wonderful team with United Economic Forum. Come out with new imaginative ideas of co-creation. A lot of co-creations can take place. I'm someone from the outside. I look at the United Economic Forum with so much awe and respect in terms of the potentialities. I mean, what you have done so far, I would say great things, but you are capable of a million times more things. Every individual, if I look around your, உங்களோட லிஸ்ட பாக்குறப்போ, I mean, ஒரு பிரம்மாண்டத்திலும் பிரம்மாண்டம். நான் சொன்னது போல என் படைக்கு ஒரு சிலரும் போதும், ஒருவனே போதும் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒரு 10,000 அல்ல 1,00,000 பேராவது உங்களினுடைய இந்த கோள் வட்டத்தில் இருக்கிறார்கள் என்பதை இந்த யுனைடெட் எக்கனாமிக் ஃபோரமினுடைய அன்பு உறுப்பினர்களுக்கு நான் சொல்லிக்கொள்ள விரும்புகின்றேன். பல நேரங்களில் நான் சொல்வது உண்டு, நீங்கள் ஒருபோதும் உங்களை ஒரு கோவில் யானை போல சுருக்கிக் கொள்ளாதீர்கள். நீங்கள் காட்டில் உலவுகின்ற மாமத யானையை போன்றவர்கள். மாமதம் வெறிபிடித்த யானை அல்ல, கம்பீரமான அப்படி ஒரு தோற்றப்பாடுடைய ஒரு பெரும் யானையை போன்றவர்கள். உங்களை சிறிய ஒரு கோவில் யானையை போல சுருக்கிக் கொள்ளாதீர்கள். ஒவ்வொருவருமே அவ்வளவு ஆற்றல் உடையவர்களாக இருக்கிறீர்கள், வளங்கள் உடையவராக இருக்கிறீர்கள். If only you can believe in co-creation, putting together, pulling together your resourcefulness in terms of finances, in terms of your competencies, in terms of your ideas. Let me tell you, இது நான் ஒரு பேச்சுக்காக சொல்றதே இல்லை. as ஒரு கடவுள் பக்தியோடு வாழ விரும்புகின்ற ஒரு மனிதன் என்கின்ற வகையில் சொல்லுகின்றேன். இறைவன் உங்கள் அமைப்பிற்குள் இருக்கக்கூடிய உறுப்பினர்களுக்கு தந்திருக்கிற ஆற்றல்கள் என்பது அது பொருள் சார்ந்த ஆற்றல், திறமைகள் சார்ந்த ஆற்றல், நல் மனது சார்ந்த தனி மனிதர்களாக அளவிலா இரக்கமும் அன்பும் இந்த சமூகத்திற்கு காட்டுகின்றவர்களாக இருக்கின்றீர்கள். பரஸ்பரம் ஒருவருக்கொருவர் அந்த அன்பையும் மதிப்பையும் நம்பிக்கையையும் ஒருவருக்கொருவர் நீங்கள் தந்தீர்கள் என்றால் தமிழகத்தினுடைய இந்த மாபெரும் மாற்றத்திற்கு முன் நின்று பள்ளி எழுச்சி பாடுவது மட்டுமல்ல, அதை முன்னகர்த்தி செல்லுகின்ற திருவாரூர் தேர் போல நீங்கள் யுனைடெட் எக்கனாமிக் ஃபோரத்தினுடைய உறுப்பினர்கள் இருக்க முடியும் என்பதை என்னால் உறுதியாக சொல்ல முடியும். இதை முகத்தாட்சணியத்திற்காக உங்களை புகழ்வதற்காக நான் சொல்லவில்லை. உங்களுக்குள்ள அவ்வளவு ஆற்றலும் வல்லமையும் ஒவ்வொருவருக்கும் இருக்கிறது. அப்படி நீங்கள் இன்று தமிழகத்திற்காக என்று மட்டுமல்ல, இந்தியாவிற்காக என்று மட்டுமல்ல, மானுடத்திற்காக ஒரு அமைதியும் சகோதரத்துவமும் எல்லோருக்கும் வாழும் prosperity for many if not all, prosperity for many if not all என்கின்ற அளவுக்கு எல்லோருக்கும் வளமை தருகின்ற ஒரு காலத்தின் வழிமொழிதலை செய்கின்ற மாபெரும் ஒரு அமைப்பாக இந்த யுனைடெட் எக்கனாமிக் ஃபோரம் அமைப்பு திரு டாக்டர் அகமது புகாரி அவர்கள் தலைமையில் எல்லோருடைய வழிநடத்துதல் இருக்க வேண்டும். அதற்கு இறையருள் வழிநடத்த வேண்டும் என்று வாழ்த்தும் ஆசியும் கூறி இந்த வாய்ப்புக்கும் நன்றி கூறி எங்கள் எழுமின் அமைப்பில் த ரைஸ் அமைப்பில் உங்களுக்கு அளவிலா அன்பையும் வாழ்த்துக்களையும் பதிவு செய்து நிறைகின்றேன். வணக்கம்.
மிக்க நன்றி ஃபாதர், ரொம்ப அருமையா சொன்னீங்க. எங்களுக்கு இதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன சொல்றதுன்னே தெரியல. பெரிய பொறுப்பு இருக்கு. பட் உங்களை மாதிரி ஆள்கள்லாம் ஒன்னா இருக்கும் போது ஐ திங்க் there is no worry. I think there's been a lot of takeaways, a lot of advice, a lot of guidance for what we need to do. We're really humbled for all the faith and trust which the stakeholders have. I just want to thank everybody, all the speakers and all the participants and all the delegates for all the iterations. All I can say is that this whole exercise of trying to imagine, I think if imagination and the 15x imagination, இதெல்லாம் நமக்குள்ள எல்லாம் சேர்ந்து உள்ள கனவு தான். It is not only my dream, but it's something like Mr. Suresh Sambandam was mentioning, and so Father has been mentioning. A whole lot of people from around the world have been mentioning about the potential of Tamil Nadu. We're just trying to be, my good friend Jahangir was mentioning. So what are we trying to do, Gomor? We are just trying to be a small spark in a forest fire. இப்போ எங்கனால எல்லாத்தையும் பண்ண முடியுமாண்டா, I really, there's no way that UEF can do everything. But Father கரெக்டா சொன்ன மாதிரி, I think we need to just hold on to each other's hands. And the fact that each and every one of you have come here, and the wonderful people, the speakers, and the guidance that we get from our eminent advisors gives us the courage that all of us, we are all here together to do something meaningful. And so I just want to wrap up by saying that an enterprising mentality, with a sense of inclusion, with a sense of purpose, with a sense of passion, with a sense of larger than life delivery, that there are more things than just the individual. I think this will have a phenomenal impact. So I want to thank each and every one of you, the organizers, the chairman of the World Summit, the vice chairman Dr. Abul Hassan, Wabu Habib, chairman of the seminar committee, Rehana Amir, Azmat Tawfiq. So many people have played such a significant role. I don't know where to start and where to end. And the panelists in the last session said, we need to have the key takeaways. I'm always worried, because we think we'll organize the summits and wait for the next 2 years for any delivery to take place. But now everybody is watching. But I'm happy to tell you, with the number of MOUs that we have signed with the education institutions, with our zones, we set the ball rolling even before the summit was closing. In fact, we signed the MOU last week itself. Like we've discussed, the micro entrepreneurship. Silicon Valley, I think, is going to be a phenomenal value addition. The way the government of Tamil Nadu is coming up, policy is going to be a complete game changer. The type of people, all of us coming together, gives a lot of strength to this organization. Father's RISE has been a phenomenal support for everything they've done, and we've taken so much of inspiration personally from Father and from the eminent people that he has. And I don't want to reveal the secret to Father, but a lot of speakers that were the RISE conference are the ones who participated in the UEF summits. We're already co-creating and co-collaborating with a number of organizations. And with that, let me just say thank you very much to all of you. May the Almighty be with all of us, support us, make us united, get rid of this virus as soon as possible, so that we get back onto things as business as usual as soon as possible. Thank you very much, and thank you very much. Vanakkam. Assalamu alaikum.
Ladies and gentlemen, could you please stand up for the national anthem of India?
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद।
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of what we hope would have been a fantastic virtual coming together of some of the most brilliant and wisest minds of our time, along with you, the supporters, without whom a conference of this magnitude would not have been possible. Do not forget, our virtual stalls will be open for viewing for the next 2 weeks. Our World Summit 2020 was an idea that was born out of a desire to kickstart our return to a normal life after the life-changing events of the last 10 months. We hope that the UEF World Summit has stood true to its motto of imagine the future, impact humanity, and inspire us all to be the best that we can be. Until the next World Summit, on behalf of the UEF Chamber of Commerce, this is me, Dr. Tausif Ahmed Tangalwadi, signing out. Thank you, and God bless you all.